How's it going, guys? RealRadman here, back at it again with another video, and we're going to talk about the race at Michigan. I don't even know the title of the race. I'll find it and put in the title of the video. I don't even know the title of this race. I was knocked out. Like, this race was boring the hell out of me. I'm glad it's over, but it did give me some things to talk about. So, first, the review of the race. Let's just get to that. And guys, if you're new to this channel, which I know a lot of you are new, I mean, we just passed 4,000 subscribers, so, and now we're already near 4,200. Like, you guys are just, like, clicking that subscribe button over and over. I really appreciate it. And yeah, so comment down below, let me know what you thought of the race, because if you're new to this channel, it's probably the first time you're watching this. Hit that like button, follow me on Twitter, all that stuff. But, basically, let's move on. Martin Truex Jr. won Stage 1, Martin Truex Jr. won Stage 2. But there's nothing else I can talk about. The cautions were debris cautions. The stages were not interesting. Nothing was going on. I mean, Truex would pass Larson. There would be no fight. Other like, you know, in Dover, they would fight each other. Here, there's no fight because of side drafting. I'll get into that later. There was no fight. There's nothing to talk about. So, heading into Stage 3, Truex had some problems with pit strategy and stuff. And he never really got back up to the front. Part of that was because he was restarting on the inside line. It's not going to work. A couple of guys stayed out, like Larson or and guys like that. Or they took 4 tires, but like the whole pit strategy thing, it kind of just messed it all up. And you had guys like Larson, Kyle Busch was leading. You had Chase Elliott up there. You had Denny Hamlin up there. You had who else was up there? I think you had Joey Logano came in late, so but there was a couple other guys up there. There was just a bunch of cautions. Clint Boyer tried driving in a little bit too deep and hit the wall. That brought out one of the first cautions. And the restarts were interesting. So I don't have video of it, but the restarts. The first one that was very important was Kyle Busch in the lead and Kyle Larson in second on the inside lane. And Kyle Larson was able to get this awesome side draft where basically he got right on the quarter panel at the right time before entering the corner, was able to side draft Kyle Busch and clear him before they got to the center of the corner. So he was good there, and that was the first time anyone on the inside line actually made like a pass for the lead. So we move on, and Kyle Busch is now in third. Chase Elliott is in second, so we have another restart. And Chase Elliott tries doing the same thing, but Chase Elliott got too good of a restart. So instead of being on Kyle Larson's quarter panel later into the straightaway, he got a great restart and actually was ahead of Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson was smart because you could see him check up. Like, Kyle Larson didn't get going. He on purposely checked up to let Chase Elliott get alongside him, so then Larson can side draft him before entering. Whoever gets the side draft before entering the corner is going to get the lead coming out of the corner. And that's why I have a problem with this. So I'll finish discussing the race, and then we'll get into that. So that same exact restart, there's a huge bobble up with Harvick, Suarez, Jimmy Johnson, Bubba Wallace, Ryan Blaney, and unfortunately Danica Patrick gets the worst of it. And I tweeted that I mean, everyone feels bad for her. This one was not her fault. She was making a great run through the inside, gonna gain a bunch of spots, and just got taken out. You can't do anything about it. It sucks. But like I said, though, Danica runs 20th every week. She runs 25th every week. Like, you sometimes, in a quote I get from Batman, The Dark Knight, you make your own luck, you know? And she makes her own luck. She really does. I mean, I feel bad about it. Like, the hits she takes is not her fault. You know, all the hard wrecks, that's not her fault. But you run back there and if you run back there, you know trouble's going to happen. It happens all the time. If you run in the back of the pack or in the middle of the pack, it is what it is. You're more likely to get into a wreck. I feel bad for her. It happens to her more than anyone else, but you do make your own luck. She has to run better. We move on to the end of the race. There's just a couple of restarts, nothing really to talk about. Kyle Larson gets out there and he wins the race. Chase Elliott comes home second after having a couple of decent restarts. He looked better on the restarts, but his car wasn't great, so not going to beat Larson. Truex was never able to get back up there, so that was a problem. And that was that. But the main thing I want to talk about today is definitely side drafting. That's the main thing I took away from this race, because there's not a lot of entertainment. But we all complain, and there's a wide complaint amongst NASCAR fans that the racing isn't what it once used to, what it was. I can't talk English. what it was. And obviously, the cars are very different from the late 90s, the 80s, the early 2000s. The cars are very different. They're very safe. They're a little bit bulkier. They're stronger. And they're kind of bigger overall. And because of that, aerodynamics has become a huge part everywhere, not just, super speedways. It's become a huge part everywhere. And NASCAR and NASCAR fans are like, take downforce away, take downforce away, take downforce away. And I agree with that. We take downforce away. The last couple of years, we have taken downforce away. The spoilers, sometimes you can't even see the spoiler on the car because it's so small because we're taking downforce away. And that's, it works. It works to an extent. And what I wanted to say in this video was there has to come a point where, listen, downforce will not solve the problem. It won't. What's the problem in F1? F1 Formula 1 cars, they're aerodynamic to hell. They're open wheel cars. It's all about aerodynamics. You get behind another car, you're in dirty air, you can't pass no matter what. No matter what kind of DRS system they put, no matter how much downforce they take away from cars or put downforce back into cars with wider tires, F1 will always have a problem of we are open wheel cars, we rely on aerodynamics, and dirty air will always be king. That's all, or clean air will be king and dirty air will be the devil. That's what F1 is. When we look into NASCAR, we have to realize that side drafting is now a problem. Side drafting is now a problem. Over the last couple of years, as drivers learn it because of the cars that have gotten bigger and they punch a bigger hole in the air, and there's more side force on these cars, you always aim to get side force. Side drafting has become just ridiculous because at this point now, you can't run on these bigger tracks, like 1.5 miles or 2 miles. Short tracks you can, because short tracks, they don't. That's why short tracks seem to have the best races. Aerodynamics don't play as big of a part. These 1.5 to 2 miles, you can't run side by side. It's all side drafting. If you guys watch the races from last year or this year, you pass someone by side drafting them. That's how you pass someone. It's really difficult nowadays to get underneath someone, get them loose, and pass them cleanly. You can't. You basically have to, peek your nose in there, get to that quarter panel, and then just side draft straight past them down the straightaway. Not through the corner, the straightaway. Because if you're on the bottom, in the middle of the corner, you'll be screwed. You won't be able to pass them. And this is a problem that I feel like we have to get fixed. It's the next step into what creates better racing. We've taken downforce away. It's great, that's fantastic. And it creates like a better overall driving experience. Yeah, that's fantastic. Like it's nice to see cars get loose, but we can't run side by side at Auto Club, at Michigan, at Texas, at Atlanta's old, so you can kind of do it. But at Kentucky, at Chicagoland, at Homestead, even sometimes it's hard to run side by side for an entire lap because you just side draft someone, you're able to get past them down the straightaway, or you two side draft each other and you kind of just like stall each other out. It's not real racing. It's not the racing from back in the day. It's not what excites me. If I go to a race, I want to see side by side racing through the middle of the corner, beating and banging. But the side drafting eliminates that because if you side draft someone, one car is always going to be ahead of the other entering the corner. And it's kind of like, all right, if I'm the car on the bottom now, I'm just trying to hang on to my car. I'm not even really trying to race the car above me. I'm just trying to hang on to my car. And that's a problem. And it's a problem that we have to fix. And I don't know exactly how to fix it because obviously NASCAR, and me included, and a lot of fans are going to say, listen, we got to keep the car safe. That's obvious. We have to. And I agree with that. And that's why the cars are bigger, because of the COT in 2007 and the way it's been redeveloped throughout the years. The cars are bigger than they used to be. They punch a bigger hole. There's more aerodynamics involved. The design of the cars have to change, and I don't know how to do that. I'm not one of those people, but that's going to be the answer to creating better racing, is limiting the side draft. And creating better overall racing. If there's two things that's really, really wrong with drafting right now, is that when you pull up behind a car, there's a bubble right here at the back bumper, right? Let's say like maybe like 10 to 20 feet. There's a bubble there. You can catch someone, but the second you catch them, if you guys notice, this car behind stalls out every time. It cannot get to that back bumper unless they have like an insane run that can penetrate that bubble. Happens at super speedways, happens at speedways, happens all the time. There's a bubble there. So we're limiting the normal way of drafting. You know how we always tell our kids, like, if you get behind another car, you can go faster. In NASCAR, that's not technically the case. You get behind another car, you go a little bit slower because you can't, there's a bubble here that pushes you back. We've limited that with the new cars. That's a problem. What we've instead done is side drafting is so powerful that you side draft someone, it's the easiest way to get past them. So we just changed the complexion of drafting. We no longer talk about getting behind someone and trying to get a run into a corner or getting behind someone and getting them loose. We no longer really talk about that. We talk about, hey, get on that quarter panel and side draft them. No one wants to see passes down the straights. We want to see good racing in the corners. And that's the biggest problem with NASCAR right now. I think I thought this was like the right moment to talk about it because this race just showed how much of an annoyance it is. Now, don't get me wrong, Kyle Larson is he's fucking fantastic. Like that move he made with the help of Ryan Blaney, it's very hard to do that. Okay, he's fantastic. We know. I'm not, I love Kyle Larson. I don't hate that. I love it when Larson and Chase Elliott race against each other with Ryan Blaney up there. I love it. I'm just saying though, I want them to kind of race side by side more often. Not, oh, I'm a side draft you and that's how I'm going to clear you. I don't really want that. Guys, you comment down below. Let me know what you thought of the race. I did not think it was very good, but I think it was a race that really showed, we have a lot of work to do in terms of the sport and how to make it better and what to do. Do we have any ideas? I mean, people smarter than me hopefully have ideas to limit side drafting, but we've taken so much downforce away from these cars. You can't just continue to keep taking downforce away. There has to be a moment where you focus on aerodynamics. You focus on making aerodynamics, especially the side draft, less important. You'll always have dirty air, no matter what. It's always going to be a thing. But if you limit the side draft, you can create more side-by-side racing, hopefully. So, guys, like the video, make sure to hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Congrats to Kyle Larson. Fantastic race. Great driver. See what he does at Sonoma. I'll see you guys later. Hope you're having a great day. Peace out.
I can't change. Even if I tried, even if I wanted to, and I can't change. Even if I tried, my love, she keeps me warm.